Welcome to Gahkthun of the Golden Lightning, brought to you by GameAnyone.com. There are at least 4 different ways to pronounce that name. I'm not totally sure which one's correct, but I'm guessing the game will tell us at some point. So let's get this electrical show on the road, this light show.
私があの人と出会ったのはアカデミアに入学してすぐのことでした。マルセイユ洋上アカデミア、フランス政府からは独立した自治都市。先端的エンジンサイエンスに基づいて形作られた都市、世界最高の赤学を生み出すための革命。エンジンの排液で汚染された海の上にあって、エンジンの排煙で汚染された空の下にあって、華やかさを失わない巨大な学び屋。私は10万人の学生の一人で、赤学になんてなれない普通の学生で。この話前にもしませんでしたっけ？
No, you haven't. We just started playing the game, so if you could explain this for us, it would be great help.
はい、そうです。普通の学生。普通の学生になったんです。あの人のおかげで。アートなんかなくても、優秀学生じゃなくても、私はアカデミアの学生でいられて、そのことは、はい、今でも感謝しています。後悔なんかしたことありません。彼の助手になったこと、彼のそばにいられたこと。銀貨30枚？はい、そうです。私を銀貨30枚で買ったんです、彼。アカデミア最初の転校生、思弁的探偵部部長。私のただ一人のマスター、ニコラ・テスラ。
AKA the Electrician. A sound. Can you hear it? This sound ringing out from the ends of the sky. Can you hear it? That sound groaning in the depths of the earth? A resounding. A sound not unlike the first note ever played. Ecstasy resounding. A sound that portends the end of time. Judgment resounding. In other words, that was... a sound, a resounding, a groaning, the pealing of a bell, a grotesque bell ringing out, a twisted bell groaning ceaselessly. It was an abominable bell, a bell that brought forth a sound not of this world. A bell long unseen by any eye. A bell suspended in a twisted purple sky. Who could behold such a thing? The 100,000 students, secure in their ignorance, exulting innocently in all their city offered them. The heartless devils of a certain secret society, sneering at all creation, carefully advancing some malevolent scheme. None were here, none were in this place. Only the bell alone, a grotesque bell, ringing, a monstrous bell, groaning. And yet, there was a gaze upon it. There was a soul it couldn't sway. In this place alone, in this moment, one man alone gazed at the bell.
願いか
Muttered words, an arrogant, haughty voice. A man in white clothes, reminiscent of a military uniform, had spoken. This man who held mastery over rolling thunder and surging lightning. The warrior once known as the White Man. This was a man likened to lightning and to steel. He was an arrogant man. He was a haughty man. But above all else, he was an incomparably eccentric man. The sort of man who might, for example, resolve to save millions. No, 100 times more, even if it meant standing against all creation. The sort of man who might, perhaps, have already fixed himself on such an impossible path. In other words, an eccentric without peer.
貴様が金か
There was no answer. The bell simply rang.
代償を得て一つの願いを叶える金
There was no answer. The bell simply groaned.
苦だな
The man spit out the words, curtly, sharply, as if to eradicate the bell from the earth by the sheer force of his contentment. In a voice overflowing with arrogance, he spit out his words. Gaze harsh as a flash of lightning.
欺瞞の極み傲慢の果てただの鋼鉄の機械に過ぎない脳内変異による計算を代行する異形のオルディナトゥールそれがお前の正体だ不遜なりし金よド・マリニーの時計もどきを世界の果てのフルートを気取るかお前はどちらだ
There was no answer. The bell simply sowed its curses. The bell simply screamed its resentment. There were no words. Only the endless pealing of that gigantic, abominable bell, reverberating again and again through the hazed, cloaked sky. Not moved by anyone's will, not subject to anyone's control. It rang, it resounded, it groaned, it screamed. And so, when some time had passed, the man nodded slightly to himself.
そうかお前は契約と呼ぶのかそれとも制約か時に義なるものを与え時にワコードより全てを奪う己自身をちぎり誓いと 貴様は呼ぶか。ならば。
The man's hands began to shine. His hands, covered in a special sort of metal, began emitting a sound of their own, as if to tear apart the sound of the bell, as if to wipe out its pealing, as if to shatter the darkened sky, to crush the grotesque bell. To pulverize the sneering one laughing at his fate. His hands shone for a single purpose, to eradicate, in this very moment, sky and bell alike.
貴様は私の敵であり、この私と同じく世界の敵だ。世界は
His arms, his machine arms shone bright, blinking fiercely as his machine belt roared to life. And in that same moment, bolts of all-consuming lightning danced around him.
貴様ごときの遊び場ではない。
A flash of light ran across the sky. An exercise for the reader. No, this is a fairy tale.
昔のこと、一人の若者がいました。人々を愛し、世界を愛する若者でした。そんな彼に偉い赤学様は言いました。お前に力があるとすれば、何を守る？世界を守る。そう彼は言いました。尊いものを守るため、輝くものを守るため、彼は神様に誓いました。雷の大鳥に誓いました。そして彼は戦士となりました。それは並ぶものなき雷電です。彼は世界を守ります。戦士として、雷電と化して、まるで人ではないかのように、雷電そのものであるかのように、彼は戦士となったのです。彼の望んだ通りに。でも問題が一つ、すなわち
What is the world, precisely?
世界っていうのは釣り合いっていうのが取れる風にできてる天秤グラグラ。いい方悪い方、幸運な時不運な時、幸福と不幸、解放と抑圧、進歩と停滞、搾取、支配、搾取する人、される人、支配する人、される人、幸運な人、不運な人、そういうものはあるっていうのは分かってる。分かってるんです、私は。どこにいたって、どこを歩くことになっても。
Enemy of the world, Chapter 1. The road to school. It was a phrase that didn't quite come naturally to her yet. The road in question was very wide and neatly paved, a tree-lined avenue running alongside a sizable waterway. Its air was only slightly polluted. The main road was so wide that multiple gurneys could have driven down it side by side, but you'd hardly ever see a vehicle on it. By comparison, the equally spacious sidewalks were full of pedestrians. She couldn't deny it still felt a little strange to her. In particular, the way she could breathe and hold lungfuls of air without choking. Even in Europe, there were a few forested rural areas where the air remained clean. The place she was born and raised in, for example. But she was in the middle of a city, walking down a paved road on a Monday morning, not far from a major waterway.
街中なのに不思議。
This morning, like every other, the girl... Neon Scalar was walking this wide road to her school. It was a journey she still found rather curious. Everything here was so different from her forested homeland. The paved ground felt much harder than she was used to, and there were streetlights everywhere. Still, she was getting used to it. It wasn't like this was her first or second day here. This isn't her first rodeo, bro.
慣れてきた。慣れてきたはずよ。慣れてきた。
Old hat. That's a phrase I don't see every day. The truth was, she wasn't used to it at all. Both physically and mentally, she was having a hard time adjusting. Every time Neon woke up in the morning, the sight of her dormitory room ceiling came as a surprise. She was more than ready to move past that stage.
不思議だけど、慣れないと。ね。
She had to learn how to adjust. In the first place, there was no real reason for her to find this place so mysterious. Especially since she was majoring in engine physics, a field with very little tolerance for mystery of any kind. It was all understandable enough on a rational level. This city was powered by a new model of steam engine, equipped with erudite scholar-class emission reduction mechanisms. Oh my! Can we get some for the United States? This was an artificial island, standing just off the French coast in the Bay of Marseille. It was also an engine city, a single, enormous school. A city founded on science, outfitted with the most advanced machinery, rumored to surpass, in some respects, even the cutting-edge metropolises of London and Paris. It made perfect sense that the pollution was so mild, and yet, even so, she couldn't seem to get used to the city. Just walking along like this filled her with a sense of wonder and curiosity.
不思議。街中なのに空気がきれい。 水だってそう透き通ってる。
I'm in a city, but the air is clean. The water's clear.
オーストリアの森に比べれば汚染度はやっぱり高いのだけど、それでも普通の都市よりきれいな空気と水。最初はパリに似てると思った。でもアカデミアはやっぱり違う。すごいんだ。やっぱりここって。
Yes, it's amazing, but can you go to school so we can continue on with this game? I don't want to spend 30 minutes walking to school. She was talking to herself. It was a habit she'd been trying to kick for years now. Neon let out a quick, embarrassed cough, trying to disguise her mumbling from the people walking nearby. They were all headed in the same direction, moving toward the same destination. That was natural enough, given they were all students. I would hope they're students, not molesters. Everyone on that road was a student. There wasn't a single person walking against the crowd. This was the Academia after all. A city of students. A glance at their clothing would tell you as much. Everybody was wearing a similar outfit. It was a prescribed set of attire, although some variation was permitted. A school uniform, in other words. The only people living here were 100,000 students and a small number of teaching staff. That was what defined this place, this school, this city school, the Academia.
私みたいに驚いてる学生あまりいないし、もう入学して何日も経つから新入生も普通は慣れちゃう頃なの。まだ不思議なんですけど、見た目都会なのにガーニーもほとんど走っていないし、それにあの塔地とお城みたい。鉄と機械のお城。それともう一つ、シャトー・ディフ。巨大な戦闘。名前はシャトー・ディフ。何千フィートもあるっていう大きな塔。信じられないくらい大きくて、おとぎ話に出てきそう。こんなものがある町、他にない。
A bizarre tower. A steeple shrouded in mystery. Neither the guidebook for first years nor the student handbook had a single word to say about what purpose that building served. The spire had apparently been standing since before the founding of the Academia. It dated back decades, to the days when the place was known as Gahkthun Offshore City. Neon had only been living here for 2 weeks, but she'd already heard a few rumors. Rumors about a huge bell at the very top of that tower, and the legends associated with it. Stories that really were straight out of a fairy tale.
いけない、遅刻しちゃう。
This was no time to lose herself in thought. Flustered, Neon picked up her pace. She had to reach the educational district by 8:30 at the very latest. Tardiness was grounds for a deduction from your overall grade point pool, so it couldn't hurt you badly at the end of term academic credit check. She absolutely couldn't let that happen.
午前8時30分前。大丈夫、遅刻にならない時間。焦らない焦らない。
Neon had walked briskly all the way to the educational district. Reaching her destination just before 8:30, there was actually a little time to spare. Slowing her pace slightly, she entered Wing A of Building 30 and took the engine elevator up to floor 3.
なんだか三重尽くし。最後挟んでくるうち。そういえば今朝、目が覚めたのは7時13分だった。三尽くし。
Her mind drifting idly, Neon set out onto the third elevated passageway that connected Wing A of the building to Wing B. And just as the thought, any moment now, ran through her head, she caught a sight of a hairband that was growing increasingly familiar.
おはよう、ネオン。
やあ、おはようマドモアゼル。今日もあなたはかつての性能を彩った美しい花のようだね。
もうそういうのやめなよ。アルベールしつこい。
おはよう二人とも。私も慣れてきました。
ほらな。
何がほらなだか。セーヌ沿いで綺麗な花なんて君見たこともないのに。
貴重だが当時の絵は残ってるぞ。美術の授業で多分見られるよ、いずれ。尊いものは時間さえ超えるものだと思う。ま、イズメはまだ気にするな。芸術の良さは子供には分からないし、分かったら分かったで可愛げがない。
なんで目上っぽく言うかな。失礼じゃないか。
マドモアゼル扱いはしてるつもりだぞ。おかしいな。
何さマドモアゼルで。ちゃんと英語で喋ってくれないと。
レディ？
よろしい。
Try harder.
こんなに仲いいんだ。仲のいい二人。私の同級生、クラスメイト。可愛いいつも。私と同じに明るく染めた髪。声も仕草も愛らしくて。
Body language, oh my.
隣にいるのがアルベール。背の高いパリンコ。女子のみんなにマドモアゼルと声かけて。
It felt like these two had known each other for years. They could easily have passed for childhood friends. Neon couldn't help envying them a little. She wasn't particularly good at making friends. In fact, it was only thanks to their upperclassman, Charles, that she'd gotten to know Izumi and Albert. There was no chance she could have managed that on her own.
ネオン？ネオン？
I'm surprised they have hair dye in this day and age.
二人や先輩がいなかったら私きっとまだ馴染めてない。今だって馴染みきれてない。でも二人のおかげで。
ほっぺくに。
いたた。何？
朝からぼーっとしてたら危ないよ。アルベールみたいなのに引っかかるよ。ネオンは美人さんなんだから、そういうところは朝から気をつけないと。
僕みたいなパリ紳士はそういないが、美人がぼーっとしているのは良くないな。何か悩み事かい？
美人じゃないです。故郷じゃよくある顔だし。
それとも夜更かしかな？勉強のしすぎか、それとも。
言葉を選ぶ。静かに落ち着いて。
Neon glanced out the glass window of the elevated passageway. Her gaze settled on the spire of Chateau d'If. towering far into the distance. She had broken eye contact, deliberately. It was fine. They hadn't caught on.
ちょっと夜更かしして、それで。
She's having menstrual cramps, obviously.
勉強してるの？
勉強もしてるよ。ちょっといろいろね。
待ってね、待って。私、寮で勉強とかしてないよ。
マシンピデアエンジン頼みってのはそれはそれで潔いけれども、泉甘すぎるんじゃないだろうか。
アルベールもしてるの？
それなりに。
二人ともずるい。やな、私もする。ネオンの部屋でする。
今度ね、今度招待するね。まだ部屋散らかったままで。
そういやそうか、修行ギリギリに越してきたんだったか。男手が必要なら言ってくれ。
ええ、ありがとう。
今の警戒の間、ちゃんと分かったかな、アルベール。
何のことだ？正真正銘のパリ紳士であるこの僕は誰にも警戒なんかされないと思う。例えばソロリティの高貴なマドモアゼル方、ああいう人々さえきっと僕を。
もうそんなわけで。あ、そういえばソロリティといえば見たんだよ、見た。お姿拝見しちゃったんだ。
お姿？
同地会メンバー、正式構成員だよ。シニスター6、ソロリティの一番偉い人。
Sinister 6? Did she just say that? Okay. At first, Neon just blinked in confusion, trying to process the meaning of her friend's words. 2 seconds later, it finally came to her. The constituent members of the governing council. Of course, Izumi was talking about them. The very best of the Academia and the leaders of the city. 6 special students, each possessing a superhuman art. A group also known as the Student Nobility. Bearers of absolute authority over the school's executive, legislative, and judicial systems, outranking even the faculty. Students who seemed more noble than most true nobility. In effect, the rulers of the Academia.
ビジョンラジオにさえ姿を見せない人々、とても偉い人たち。制服を着なくて良い人たち。フラタニティの紳士方、英国風スーツ。ソロリティのレディたち、ドレスとか。入学して間もないのに、いつも見たわ。すごい。泉、新入生の最短記録かも。
そうかな。
去年の新入生なんて中間試験の最優秀者がようやく初めてお会いできたって話だし。
いいのかな、私。
それで誰を見たんだ？マドマーゼじゃなくてレディ？
レディ・フロランス・ナイチンゲール。極東のしゃなりとしたドレス着てた。潮騒通りの第一広場でね。あ、平日なのに制服じゃないから、もしかしてって思ったらお付きの人がお名前呼んでて。
極東の着物か。じゃあ本物だな、多分。前第三報道部の新聞で見たことがある。しかしすごいな。音声ラジオでお声はいつでも聞けるが、肉眼で拝謁となるとなかなか難しい。
レディー・ナイチンゲールの声、とっても上品で素敵ね。
本物っぽい人も素敵だったよ。今度はネオンも一緒に潮騒通り行こ
行きたいな、いつか。
絶対だよ。あ、ホームルームの鐘鳴っちゃった。始まっちゃうよ。急ごう。
お先。
ああ、アルベールずるい。
彼コンパス長いもんね。羨ましい。
羨ましくない。ほらネオン、ぼっとしてないで走る。
With a small nod, Neon followed her friends, breaking into a run. There is no running in the hallways. As they rushed past a sign reading, "Please walk quietly in the elevated passageways," she felt a small twinge of guilt, but didn't slacken her pace. They rushed together to the classroom, to homeroom, in the beginning of their school day. And so ends the episode, because this is getting long in the tooth and I need time to stop. So yes, look forward to the next episode of The Golden Lightning.